Nandita again here with this new episode of Weekly Forecast, and the week that we are going to talk about is the week starting from 18th of December to 24th of December 2016. It's a pre-Christmas week. A lot of things are happening. Mercury is going retrograde, so you need to watch out if you're planning to buy any electronic equipment or gifts. Keep a watch. Not a right time to buy right now, not a right time to give it as a Christmas gift. Think about something else which is more interesting. So don't start any new venture right now. No share investments at this point of time. This whole time is going to continue till January 8th the next year, and there will be of course a pre-shadow and a post-shadow period. The pre-shadow period already had started from 1st of December. Would continue for another fortnight after 8th of December. So anything likely good things to happen should be around after 20th of January 2017 onwards. So don't take any major decisions right now. Any kind of transition, especially if it has to be related to a new investment, if it has to be related to buying a new equipment, especially electronic equipment or mobile phones or any communication equipment, it's a big no for this moment. Keep a check on your communication skills. Chances of cold, cough, flu, etc. would also be high. There are also possibilities of misunderstandings. You need to check on those areas. However, this is a good time to reignite your old relationships which have been dead, or maybe communicate with the partners or your clients which you haven't been able to connect to for a long time. So this is a good time to do that. So there's a positive to every negative, and we will only focus on the positive. And we move on to the weekly forecast. Starting out with the Aries, let us see how Aries are going to progress around in this week. The week I'm talking about is 18th of December to 24th of December. Let's see how Aries are pitching in this week. For Aries, I see good growth in travel ventures, a lot of positive changes taking place here. Also professionally, you would know and learn to control situations in your favor. You would learn the art of manipulating things to your favor. So this is a good time for you. I also see women figure helping you out in your financial areas. Health keeps you in a good shape all throughout. You will have a lot of options coming in, so which is like a lot of health activities might just open up in front of you, and you need to settle down a little, look at into the pros and cons, and then indulge into one of those. Matters of heart, be careful about any communications or text messages. As I have already said, Mercury is retrograde right now. So you need to be extremely careful about how you're going to communicate with your lovemate. Otherwise, misunderstandings might crop up. So that's the kind of situation I see Aries undergoing. Family friend, there could be property issues or something sudden unpleasantness that might be related to distances between two people, or some sudden upheaval that might come up. Even a small problem like plumbing problem might aggravate around this time. By the end of the week, you might feel a little emotional, or there could be some rifts between two people that might take a toll on your own emotional quotient. So be careful. And we move on to the next sign, that is Taurians, and let us see how Taurians are faring right now. Old projects reviving back, especially if they are related to any particular investments that you've done. So all stuck up investments might come back to you in this week. It's a great week going on, and any legal matters, if any, that is, shall turn in your favor. If the decisions are to take place in this week, then they're going to turn up in your favor. Matters of heart, a fatherly figure helps you and blesses you in this run. So it's a good, cool time for you to indulge into. Professionally, slow, steady progresses are happening right now. Similarly, you need to maintain a balance as far as your health standards are concerned. So if there is a balance that you maintain, things will turn out to be extremely good. Someone in the family, a woman in the family who has an exceptionally excellent knack for finances and is a glib talker, might not understand your point of view, and there could be some risks because of that. And however, again I see women figures helping out in your travel ventures. End of the week, however, avoid travels. That's a kind of guidance that the cards are trying to give to you. We move on to the next sign, Gemini, and let us see how Gemini is going to affect. In this week, I see you relaxing a lot. This is a time to stay cool and calm. So if you do that, things will definitely bring in a lot of gains. I see the projections in your finances or in your professional area are pretty good, and this is the time you need to just lie back and have a laid back approach and enjoy the labors of your hard work. So the fruits of your labors, and if you do that, things are going to manifest beautifully for you. If I have to look into your relationship area, you need to be socializing more, you need to have a broader viewpoint, because there could be some setbacks in your relationship here, not because of there are setbacks as such per se, but because you're unable to look into positive sides and you're only focusing on the negative ones. So you need to have a broader outlook. If you do that, then things definitely would be harmonious and romantic. Health-wise, again, muscular pains, subtle stress, that kind of a projection I see. And family front, there are good growth periods happening here, like you might want to celebrate an event, or there are also possibilities of shifting into a better position or a better place, or maybe looking up and trying to buy a new property for yourself. Travels, I wouldn't want you to take up travels in this week. However, if you're really interested, you need to take some few courageous actions, and if you do that, then things will definitely manifest for you. The end of the week, there are a lot of lessons to be learned. It says that you need to take up your experiences from your past and move on to fresh pastures. So this is a time you need to look into the transition aspect in your life. And we move on to Cancerians, and let us see how Cancerians are doing in this week. And for Cancerians, I see a lot of options coming in as far as your health is concerned. So health-wise, you are going to pick up, family-wise, there's a strength card that has fallen in, which is talking about having a lot of patience and a little bit of tact to handle your family issues, and you will definitely get through it. Travels are very, very subtle, nothing great happening in the travel front. Matters of heart, you need to maybe have a refreshed approach towards your love life, or try new ways to strengthen your bonds, or maybe just follow your intuitive streaks. If you do that, things will definitely pep up for you. Communication needs to be modified and also needs to be more flexible as far as professional area is concerned, and then only things would shape up for you in this week. There are also a lot of expenses happening in this week. You need to be a little more careful in this front, and also you need to be very, very careful about your investments. Don't make new investments right now. The week ends on a very subtle yet a positive note. And we'll move on to Leos, and let us check how Leos are doing in this week. And I see a lot of new beginnings for Leo as far as love life is concerned. So if you're already in a relationship, you might find new ways and means to enhance your romantic aspect in your life. Children bring in a lot of happiness and satisfaction in your life again. And also professionally, the more sensible you are, the better the changes are and the better the results are. However, there are a lot of issues and transitions that are happening in your investments. So I see you are going to break your old patterns of investing, might take up new ones, and they'll be definitely good for you in the longer run. Health brings you in a very pepped up situation, very energetic phase, and simultaneously your family supports you in all your endeavors all through this week. A lot of options happening, and I see a moon card falling in your travel venture. So I see maybe two interesting areas that you would want to travel or move around in. Also, it indicates travels to a place close to the water body. So that is the kind of situation I see. Happiness happening again. There are celebrations or get-togethers taking place by the end of the week, where you might meet your friends and family and enjoy some good time with them. And the next sign, Virgos. Let us see how Virgos are doing. And for Virgos, how the projections are. It is a beautiful week for you again. Investment wise, you might feel a little confused initially and might not want to take up those new investments. But trust me, you need to just go ahead with it. And if you do that, then no looking back, growth patterns will suddenly emerge in. Professionally also, it's a good time for you. I see youngsters helping you on, especially somebody who's close to your heart would be the one who would help you in boosting your career or in expanding your ventures. Matters of heart are romantic, and there is a lot of happiness coming in here again. Children bring in a lot of satisfaction for you too. Health brings you in a good energetic shape. Also, a fatherly figure helps you out in your family venture. Somebody who is a glib talker, who has a knack for finances, is the key area who would help you out. Travels, however, I would want you to avoid. And by the end of the week also, the more determined and action oriented you are, the better the situations would turn up for you. There is also a man who's like got a dominating personality, is the one who would help you out by the end of the week. Let's look what Librans have for them in this week. And for Librans, I see celebrations taking place all through the week, especially in matters of heart. Wedding celebrations or celebrations of any sort is the key feature where romance pops up all through this week. Also professionally, this is a time to relax and enjoy your work, and you've worked really hard, and this is a time period when things will manifest for you as per your desires. So this is the week which is giving you a good initial boost. However, financially, not a good time to make new investments. I would want you to avoid it. There are very, very subtle changes happening in this place. Health keeps you in a pepped up situation, good growth factors here, rejuvenating of body system, mind, body and soul. All three of them takes place in this week as the week progresses. What is the catch is the family front. Family front, you need to be very, very careful, because here is an area where you might feel that you're just losing out your strengths and you're unable to handle situations or control situations to your favor. Don't manipulate situations. Just be ethical in your approach, and you would find one new pattern which will help you out sailing through all this deadlocks that you're facing right now. Travels I wouldn't want you to do, because you might feel a lot lethargic and laid back, and there could be some muscular pains while traveling. You might also feel a little in control, controlled by others rather, or situation circumstances being more empowering on you as the week comes to its end. And we move on to the next sign, Scorpios, and let us see how Scorpios are faring in this week. And for Scorpios, I see good travel ventures happening. There is a lot of growth patterns taking shape as far as your travels are concerned, and you feel very energetic while traveling. Similarly, there also health. I see you've worked hard for your health, and this is a time which would give you a boost in your health. In matters of heart, there are a lot of emotional anxieties happening, and you're very unsure about where things are shaping out, taking you. Emotional anxieties are high. Thoughts about children can also be a little problematic in this front. You should not, and I repeat, it should not take any actions as far as your professional decisions are concerned. Chances are that you might undergo some losses, and that could be drastic, sudden losses in this week. So you need to be very, very, very careful in this front. Family wise also, you will have to make more efforts and avoid homebound journeys in this week. However, this is a very transient phase, because by the end of the week you're going to go back to your communicating self. And we look into Sagittarians, and let us see how Sagittarians are going to fare. And for Sagittarians this week, the situation is professionally, growth period is good. There could be some positive news coming up as far as your work is concerned, and your juniors are going to support you in your professional matters. However, professionally, we've seen good things coming up. Financially, you need to be very, very firm in your decisions. Forget about what the others are telling you. If you follow your belief system. If you think there is a certain action that you're taking is good, then please do follow it, because that would push you up into a better situation in coming times. Matters of heart for Sagittarians, a very subtle romance are indicated in this front. Health-wise, good positive changes taking shape for you, although you seem to be emotionally in a very anxious and anxiety state as far as your family matters are concerned. So there are the issues where anxieties might crop up. Travels are good, as I had said, and by the end of the week there is a lot of socializing that you might undertake. And we move on to the next sign, Capricorns, and let us see how Capricorns are faring. And for Capricorns, matters of heart are blessed. A man who is a glib talker is somebody who would help you out and bless you in matters of heart. So romance seeps in. The more communicative you are, the better the romantic results would turn out to be. Professionally, this is a good time to take new initiatives and make new transitions, and if you do that, definitely things will work out for you. So good positive changes happening here again. Health improves a lot. There are a lot of new health activities coming up, shaping up, or you might kind of reinvent your lifestyle patterns in terms of your health per se. And financially, again, you need to learn to say no to certain things you don't like and avoid investments that you're not very comfortable with. Things will definitely smoothen up in times to come. Family wise, it's just about average results happening here, but travels would give you a lot of boost and a lot of relaxation comes in while taking up a journey. And by the end of the week, you would be happy and would spend some good quality time with your loved ones. And there are also some surprise gifts that might come to you as the week comes to its end. We move on to the next sign, Aquarius, and let us see how Aquarians are faring. And for Aquarians, I see good growth factors happening as far as finances are concerned. So new openings coming up for you, new channels opening up for you. Financially, it is a good time. Health-wise, health of a motherly figure could be a cause of concern. You need to also be in control of your emotional anxieties, because that's an area which might create health issues for you. Matters of heart, there could be some communication deadlocks. You need to be less stubborn and more flexible in your attitude. If you do that, then there are definitely things that would turn into your favor in matters of your heart. And if I have to look into your family life, then there are certain emotional anxieties or certain insecurities initially that you might encounter, but if you take up a decision that you think is important, then please do that, because that would help you out in the longer run and it would turn in your benefits. New beginnings happening, travels would be extremely favorable. Follow your intuitive streaks while on a journey and things will shape up for you. The week ends on a very, very positive notes with lot of options opening up for you. And we move on to the next sign, or the last sign, but not the least sign, Pisceans. And let us see how Pisceans are faring. And for Pisceans, this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful week for you. Good positive cards falling in all through this week. And in matters of heart, you need to be more patient and with a little bit of tactfulness, and see how your romantic life shoots up. So good time, it's a holiday time also, and you would enjoy being in company of your loved one. Professionally also, a lot of positive changes taking shape here, and the more energetic and decision oriented you are, the better the situation would turn out for you. Also youngsters helping you out in this front. Financially, it's again a beneficial time where finances would just shape up in accordance with your desires, and health also gives you a good boost. So overall, this is an extremely good week. And travels, although not very positive, you will have to be very, very consistent in your approach while traveling. So that could be one flaw in your entire week, but otherwise the week turns out to be extremely beautiful. By the end of the week also, you get a lot of support from the women in your circle, and they would be the ones who would help you and guide you well and support you in your endeavors. So this focus was for all the sun signs that we had spoken about. If you have any query related to your personal needs and personal solutions, you can write to me at my email ID soch.345@gmail.com. I'll repeat it again, soch.345@gmail.com, which is soch.345@gmail.com. We do answer your queries. They are definitely based on energy exchange, but I do give my own personal time and interest in answering your queries, and hopefully with divine call and divine grace, you all turn out to be absolutely the correct divine guidance. So you can try that up, and if you like my video, please do subscribe. The subscription box is down there in red, and also do like the video and also put up some comments down here. I love to read your comments, and I also love to respond back to you. So long, have a beautiful week ahead. The festive season has already started in. May Santa bring you a lot of peace and happiness, but be careful, Mercury is retrograde, so keep a watch on your tongue, what you're writing, what you're saying. Also avoid buying any electronic items right now. You can kind of postpone it for another few weeks, and then you can go ahead with it. Not a good time to do that right now. No new ventures to start up at this period. Not a good time again, but again 19th of December 425, that's the time when Mercury would start going retrograde. We are already in the shadow period at this moment. So long, have a beautiful week ahead. I'll keep praying for you, and as I had said, there were 2 super moons, and I don't want to be repetition on this, and they had definitely had that effect. And there was this Varda typhoon that came down in Chennai, and I do pray for each and every soul who's been affected by it. May God bless you, bring you a lot of peace, and also give you a lot of strength to face the after effects of this Varda cyclone. May God bless you all, and have a pleasant week ahead. Aatma Namaste.